Today marks the third week of the Scene is Dead tour. How is everything going so far?
It's great. The crowds are awesome. They're excited. They're excited about the music and the bands, and all the bands are killing it. So every day is an absolute pleasure to be on this tour.
Has the recent storm on the East Coast affected the tour at all? Any cancellations?
We lost Syracuse, and I think, but everyone was just, Halloween. Everyone came out, and I think most of all, it's unfortunate to the families that it affected.
Any plans to make up those dates or just refunds?
I don't know.
Okay. Put Our Trust in Suicide will be available November 6th. Will this be a digital-only release, or will it be available as a physical CD release as well?
This is, it's going to be mainly digital. There's going to be some hard copies, but, the big Hot Topic push isn't going to come until the full album's ready.
Okay, and a full-length release is scheduled for February 2013. Is this going to be self-titled, or is there a working title?
It's undecided as of right now. It could go a couple different ways, so.
Okay. Currently, there are videos for Generation Fuckstar and Grab a Gun and Hide Your Morals. What track or tracks can we expect to see videos for in 2013?
Kids of America is the next track that's going to be on the EP. So we were talking about doing a possible video for that. There's a song called Sick Suicide, which will be on the album, and there's talks of doing a video for that as well.
With MTV steering away from music videos over the last few years, do you feel that YouTube is now the best avenue to visually promote upcoming releases?
I mean, it's a DIY site, so I think that it's an easier outlet. It's instantly accessible, and I think MTV lost a lot of clout back in the day when they started playing shitty reality television all the time. So.
Outside of music, you have your own line of clothing. You're a tattoo artist, and you do original paintings. I'd like to talk a little about that. Your clothing website is killersneverdie.com. When did this idea come to life?
It was 2007. I was in a tattoo shop working on Hollywood Boulevard, and I'd left my East Coast home, and I wrote a letter to all my fans, and I just said, like any killer in a movie, the killer never dies. And I was basically telling them that I'd be back in a new band, and that I was going to continue on my pursuit of music. So that spawned the idea of the Killers Never Die thing. I really am into all of the figures that just are timeless. I think there's a very special thing in that. So.
Okay, in regards to the clothing available on the site, does this consist of t-shirts only at this point?
Mostly, yeah. I mean, I do custom vests, and I've done,
Marilyn Manson
shirts.
got one?
Yeah, I did one for Marilyn Manson. I did some for Ronnie Radke, and a couple other guys. But it changes, with the new seasons. I'll do new vests. It just depends on, if I'm on tour or if I'm home, or, sometimes people will just write in and they'll tell me what they want, and I'll do it that way too.
Now, did you actually get to give it to Marilyn personally?
Yeah, I gave it to him in person, and he wore it. He was at a signing, and then he wore it the whole time. And he shot another girl in it too.
Mm-hmm.
And,
in addition to clothing, your original artwork can be purchased on Killers Never Die. Do you ever kick yourself in the ass after selling a piece?
They're all my babies. I mean, even when I sell a vest, it's I put so much hard work into everything I do. So, I feel like I undercut myself a lot, but it's worth way more to me than to sell to somebody else. But this is also how I make a living too. So.
Mm-hmm. On average, how long would you say it takes to complete a painting once you have a general idea of what you want to put on canvas?
A couple full days. I don't really plan my paintings so much. I just go. I have markers, I have acrylics, I have watercolor, and I have newspaper or magazines, and I just rip it up and start going. I don't really ever plan it out. So I think that's why it looks so crazy.
Do you own your own tattoo shop, or do you just work at a specific shop when you're not out on the road?
I just have a studio now. I used to work at a shop, and I just don't have time. So I just tattoo friends or friends of friends. It's all in-house and family.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about your tattoos. What do you have?
I have my three favorite singers, Axl Rose, Eminem, and Manson. I have a Guns N' Roses tattoo. I have a Saw tattoo. It's one of my favorite movie series. I I have some for my parents, my grandmother. I have Suicide really big on my back.
Any tattoos you regret now?
No,
really?
No. Everything, you know, everything's a staple. At some point, I that was me, you know. And I'll always reflect back and just be like, hey, this is exactly what I loved at that moment. Watch Into the Pit, kids, or I'll kill you. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. We want it out. We want it now. Don't ever satisfy this. Give me honesty. It's all about America. We want it out. We want it out. We'll never ever be like you. We honesty. It's all about America. It's all about